Fisher.
That's what he had to do. Now the Wildcats have got to remain positive out there. Good defence from Copeland. Fisher in the middle. Will they clear out and let Fisher operate? Whitehead. Good pass.
For three. Makes it. Oh, the Wildcats. Out by 10.
Long way to go. 3 minutes. Tigers need to get desperate. Remember, the Tigers have nothing to lose. They can afford to be desperate in this game. They can afford to gamble. They will live to fight another day, or they can close it out right here and now.
Race, one-on-one with Copeland. Assist to Crawford. Oh, a big bucket, Crawford.
Well, Ray Gordon couldn't get any closer to James Crawford. He was stuck to him like a bit of flypaper.
Gordon makes it.
Gordon, Copeland, look for Copeland to take the shots. Or Gordon, thank you very much.
This is the two easy free throws and then nails the three under pressure. Walter to Gordon.
He's got to take the shot.
He does, another big three. Not this time. Rebound Watterson. The Perth Wildcats have won Game 2 of the Grand Final Series. We'll have a third and deciding game. Wildcats winning Game 2 by 7 points, 112 to 105.
The three final games against Perth were probably one of the most memorable games that I've ever played in. I remember in Game 1 we got off to a great start, and for me personally everything seemed to be dropping. The ring looked like a hula hoop. I had 41 points and all the other guys in the team were really looking for me, and it was just a lot of fun. Leonard had a couple of slams, Simo had a couple of slams, everything went right for us, and of course we ended up winning the game. In Game 2, it was a totally different story. We're now in Perth on their turf, and they really took the game up to us. We got off to a great start, and in actual fact, in the end of the first quarter, we were about 10 points up, and I really did start to think that the championship was ours. But it wasn't to be in that game because Perth really did come back at us, and Ricky Grace just had one of those amazing games. He took control of the ball and really created a lot of opportunities for his teammates, and he probably was the difference in that game. In Game 3, well, that was probably one of the most memorable games that I've ever been involved in, obviously because we ended up winning. We got away to a nice handy lead at the end of the halftime break. We're about 5 or 6 points up, and then we pretty much were able to maintain that right throughout the third quarter. And at the start of the fourth quarter, we were about 10 points up. We got away and kicked away to a little bit more, and in actual fact, I think we got about 16 points up, and then the Perth made a charge that I'll never forget. Andrew Vlahoff was shooting threes from everywhere. So did Scott Fisher, hit a couple. And with 15 seconds to go, we were 3 points up, and Andrew Vlahoff shot a three-pointer from miles out that the ball touched absolutely every single part of the ring. It did everything except go in. Fortunately, it popped out. I got the rebound, went down the other end for a one-on-one and hit one free throw and sealed the game for us. And of course we ended up winning the championship. But definitely one of the most memorable series that I've ever played in, and a moment that I'll treasure for the rest of my life.
Third and deciding grand final game. As I said, the winner this afternoon wins the championship trophy for season 1993. Simmons has the basketball. There's Sidley. Gage, Torrance will have the job on him again this afternoon. Gage to Sidley, thought about the shot, changed his mind.
10 on the shot clock.
Sidley forces his way closer. First points, Tigers. Grace. Look at Copeland.
He's fired up. Wasn't he fired up in Game 2 on Friday night? He's certainly fired up for this one, as you would expect. Good dish.
Vlahoff for three. Yes, sir. What a start for the Wildcats. Turnover.
Copeland for a hoop.
Big jam for Leonard Copeland. 18 to 11, Melbourne by 7. Whitehead, there's Gage. Just cannot get away from Torrance. So much pressure on Andrew Gage. Copeland, will he take on Grace? He does. Bradkey, great offensive rebound from Mark Bradkey. Another chance for Perth, they're down by 5. Bradkey, here comes a dunk from Copeland. What's this? Whoa, Leonard Copeland. Wildcats into attack. It's almost a steal from Giddy. Grace, good work to win it back. Pass to Vlahoff. Off the glass, Crawford tips it in. No, it won't drop, but it's still a Perth ball. Lucky break for the Wildcats. Carroll, back to Vlahoff.
That'll be a foul on Simmons as well.
And Vlahov is hurt.
Yeah, there's contact, heavy contact as they've landed. I suspect it was after the initial contact. We'll try and pick it up for you, of course. But as Vlahov went down, I think he's just simply winded. It'll be interesting to see just what sort of pressure on the transition the Wildcats can exert. Radke's had to come in. He's the difference to their rebounding potency.
Giddy. Spectacular move from Warwick Giddy.
That is a bonus for the Tigers. Reverse layup. He hasn't scored in these playoff games against the Wildcats so far. Every point he gets is a bonus for the Tigers.
Grace for another three. He's 14 points. 3 from 4 at the three-point line. Copeland, spectacular again.
Again, the lack of foul cushion from Grace. Copeland starting to work on him.
Fisher for 3. Crawford.
Strong move, put it off the glass. 2 points the difference.
Tigers lead by 2. Gaze for 3.
Yep.
All
his range, and the Tigers bench realise how important that is, as does the crowd back in Melbourne.
But I don't think there's much longer to go before he starts to pump down a few more points.
Grace. Gordon's got the job on Grace. We saw an interesting clash between those two at half-time in game 2. 2 more points for the Wildcats, 54-51. Gaze, or 2 more the Tigers. Bradkey keeps it in. Crawford. Watterson, the Hail Mary, and it wasn't that far away. So what a fantastic first half of basketball as Ricky Grace goes over and gives Billy Milton Horribill working over him at that last foul. But at halftime, it's the Tigers leading the Wildcats by 3 points. It's 56-53.
He's been getting the rebounds and intimidating. Offensively, he's been putting the shots back.
Vlahov for 3, and they're dropping for the Wildcats. Bradkey. Back to Simmons. Copeland for 3. Yes, responds. Bradkey trying to create some space. Giddy. Copeland again for 2. Shoots over Vlahov. In it goes.
The Wildcats have missed very easy shots.
Copeland the steal. Grace the steal back. Brilliant Ricky Grace.
Tigers 73. Wildcats 68. 2 minutes before three-quarter time.
Copeland. Shoots over Grace. Oh, this is unbelievable from Copeland. Vlahov to Fisher. Misses. Bradkey another rebound.
Critical stage here for the Wildcats. The question's been put to them. They're trailing by 7.
Gaze. Back to Bradkey. I don't know how he did it, and he draws the foul. So Fisher. They really need a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer before the three-quarter time buzzer. Crawford for 2. No. Torrance. Bradkey another rebound.
That is so typical.
Copeland will have to hurry a half-court Hail Mary.
I'm surprised it didn't go in.
Well, a couple of interesting stats in the second half of that third quarter. The Tigers, as Grace goes for 3, makes it.
88 plays 75. Very comfortable cushion. Long way to go as this one drops, but it doesn't. Right.
Vlahov another 3. Oh, Andrew Vlahov.
It's so close.
Copeland for 3, makes it. 15 points the margin. Less than 5 minutes in the game. Grace bullet-like pass to Vlahov. Simmons.
I'll go to Gaze or Copeland. The ball carriers will get the ball here. Shot clock down to 7, 6, 5, 4.
Bradkey shoots. Off the glass. What a big bucket for Bradkey. Grace.
Simmons on Grace.
Grace. Fisher for 3. He has to make it. Does. So a chance for Perth. They're only down by 6. Less than 30 left in the game. Huge screen set by the Wildcats. Fisher makes a 3.
No panic from the Tigers bench. 21 seconds to see another foul. This time it's on Ricky Grace. That's his 6th.
Now look at the crowd behind the foul line. There are thousands trying to put Copeland off. This is pressure. Misses it. A chance for Perth. They're 3 down. Can they tie it up and force it into overtime? Torrance.
Foul. That's the 4th foul. They've taken about 4 seconds off the clock. That's his 5th for Simmons. That gives the Wildcats an out-of-bounds possession. Will they go early? And they've lost it. No, Vlahov got it back.
Vlahov. Will he be the man? He takes the 3. No, in and out. Oh, I thought it was home.
Goodness gracious me,
I
folks.
thought it was home. It did everything but go in the net.
That was as close as you want to get. What courage to take that jump shot.
It did everything but fall. Don't touch a thing, yells out Gaze. Vlahov for 2. And the Tigers, for the first time in history, have won the NBL title.
Well, super effort from the Melbourne Tigers. Great scenes of jubilation. Great presence of mind from Vlahov last time when he got that ball, Stephen. Didn't take the three-pointer, knew 3 points weren't enough. He wanted the foul, and Bradke was smart enough to back off.
The final scores, Tigers 104, Wildcats 102.
This year's NBL title was just probably one of the biggest thrills that I've had in my life. For me, I've grown up with the Melbourne Tigers since I was 5 years old and have been playing with them right throughout the juniors, but I've never had the opportunity to win the pinnacle of Australian sport. And clearly the NBL is the highest level of competition, and it's been a goal of mine since I was a junior. So to finally get there and achieve that goal was a huge thrill, and a moment that I will treasure for the rest of my life, because it did mean so much. Particularly when I look back and look at the history of the Tigers. In our first 4 or 5 years of the NBL competition, we were only winning 2 or 3 games in a whole season. So to have to endure such difficult seasons and such hard times, to finally get to see the other end of it and win the title was a big thrill and a huge moment for me and the Melbourne Tigers. Thanks for watching the 1993 Swish video. On behalf of all the NBL players, we really do thank you for all your support, and thanks for coming out and watching us play. And don't forget, in 1994, the Tigers will be there again.